What's happening, people? It is your boy, Quarter Portal with Cheese, and we're getting ready to start a live podcast. Your boy is here, and I already saw my crew out there. They was ready to roll at 8 o'clock, so we could do this podcast. The topics I put them in the Channel 35 Discord. I also put them in the description of the stream. You'll just have to scroll past my channel ads. We're running a few little promotions for the channel. But let's talk about some of these topics. I'm going to bring these guys into the conversation here. And also, your boy decided to do something new on this stream today. Your boy's going to be doing a little gaming while I do the podcast. So you guys don't have to just sit and look at the channel banner there, my AFK banner. But we're going to get into this. And let me get these guys into the conversation here. All right, so right now I got that man Bryson here. I got Billy, I got Usagi, and I got that boy Roy. And
by the way, I watch my nephew right now.
All right, so this man's in here while he's babysitting. All right, I just want y'all to know the dedication to the channel is real. But this man's in here. We're gonna talk about these topics real quick. Let's start with the first one that I listed in the chat there, and that was this richest person in the Channel 35 universe, the Channel 35 server.
Easily, Daniel. No debate.
Just
The Channel 35 universe.
Daniel.
His parents is a
The richest person.
Wait, we got to set up the parameters though now. Like we gotta get all on the same page on how we determine who's the richest person in the server. So what merits are we judging this on?
The amount of money spent.
Yeah, the amount of money they have.
Exactly.
But I mean, are we talking like the amount of parents that their mom has, the amount of the money that their parents have, or how much money they actually have on their own? Like they earned the money.
Yeah. Let's see. For Justin's case, I think he doesn't have. I don't think he has much money himself, but I know his parents make a lot of money.
Right, but that's why I'm saying we need to determine the ground rules that we're gonna judge this by.
That just means that his parents make a lot of money.
Yeah, and plus, somebody was able to find out like some information too, just because he, for some reason, gave out his birth certificates. I don't know why.
They were to find out what? When he was born?
he was proving something. I forgot what he was proving, but he showed everybody his birth certificate for some reason.
What else do you get on a birth certificate besides the birth?
Right, that's beside the point. I'm trying to figure out how we determine who has the most money. Are we basing it on parents' wealth? Or are we basing it on the individual's own accumulated wealth?
I don't know.
I mean, accumulated wealth, obviously, I don't even know, to be honest.
Mm.
But
But you were the hypest one about this topic.
Right, this man was hype about this conversation.
You were hype about this topic. I was just like, I don't really.
No, because here's the thing.
I'm just mad that this man Daniel got like an $800 longboard. This man's going like 40 miles per hour on the street, and then he started live streaming on Instagram.
While he was going for like a high rate of speed.
That thing was doo-doo.
But the quality made it seem that he was not
doo-doo.
rich. So Daniel is not the richest person.
See, because if you're gonna Instagram live your electric lawnmower, you gotta have HD 1080p. You know, we ain't gonna have none of this 140p. I'm going live on Instagram.
Game.
No, but the thing is, Lee said he was gonna cook Daniel too, so I don't know what he meant by that.
He's gonna cook Daniel? Like cannibalism,
Yeah,
or like cook
exactly.
Daniel a meal?
He didn't say a meal. He just said he's gonna cook Daniel. And I was like, a meal? He's like, nah, not a meal. He just said, I'm gonna cook him.
Okay, that's kind of scary, but it's Lisa.
I mean, what's the worst
Why
he
they
could do?
kill so
Do a
early?
Fortnite dance? What's the worst he could do? A Fortnite dance?
So basically, Billy said Daniel. What happened to Tristan in this conversation? Y'all just forget about Tristan or what?
No,
yeah, I forgot about
Tristan
Tristan doesn't have a job.
He doesn't have any money. Like, he just steals from his parents' money just for V-Bucks. That's what he does.
Tristan hasn't
He
been. I haven't
doesn't. He
seen
doesn't.
Tristan in a
We don't
while.
actually know how much his parents make, but all we know is that he spent over.
Oh
He
yeah,
spent
what about
over,
Ouija? What about Ouija though?
Yeah,
He spent
that's what I'm saying. This
over 100
Hold on, Ouija got
I
money?
mean, that boy Weezy be kind of oof.
He stole. Tristan spent over $100 on a free game.
Like the only person that kind of debatable with kind of the money on their own.
Purple
Daniel.
spent more
Purple?
than $100 on a free game.
Purple?
So. Hey, you know how much that man spent on Paladins? Jeez.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what we got a lot of people with bread around the channel now.
He said, Daniel said in the chat, PKG buying games like it's drinking water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So should we base it on parents accumulated wealth? Should we? I mean, we could throw because I mean, basically right now until you.
I think the
Because like you really think about it, almost other people kind of like getting paid off of the parents, so you might
I
as well
think the
go based
proper
off of
topic
that.
is who is the most spoiled. That
Justin.
is the proper topic.
Justin, Justin.
He got a Switch and a PlayStation 4 at the exact same month.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh,
He got a PlayStation 4 for his birthday.
Wait,
and
okay.
his
Let me bring up another parameter that y'all might not be thinking of right now. What about what kind of phone do you have?
I
I have an
an
Android,
really-
automatic.
I have an iPhone 11.
Because I mean, if you got an iPhone, you automatically in the rich category.
Nah.
Bro, my entire family has
No,
iPhones
no,
and
no.
we are in poverty, my guy.
Yeah, we-
they don't
I have
count.
an
That's
LG
the
phone.
fucking
I don't have an iPhone, so I'm.
We
I'm
dead
good.
ass have no money. We have no
I have
food.
an
Yeah, I
LG
have an
phone.
iPhone, but I'm not rich.
Food.
Lee, however, has an iPhone 11.
See, I'm talking about rich.
In here.
Lee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
This man spent $200 like on Animal Crossing and he has an iPhone 11.
See, I told you it could be Lee now. We might be missing somebody.
I would say that Lee is the most spoiled, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
Do y'all remember when he broke his Switch?
Yeah,
He
I'd
broke his
say
Switch up
Lee
to
is over
Switch of
Justin.
owning it.
Nah, Lee is definitely over Justin the most spoiled. No way your parents go back at the like a Kroger and buy
Plus, can I also
the Animal Crossing again.
Can I also make a point? Remember, keep in mind during the E3 podcast, he's like, I don't want your guys' games, I want your guys' money.
Oh.
That's a good attitude right there. I don't want the games, I want the money.
Yeah, that's what he said. Remember,
I bought
because
my own
everyone
games.
give him free games. He's like, no, I don't want you guys' games. I want you guys' money. Remember, I could even clip that. I could clip when he said that during the E3 podcast. But that's actual proof right that we need.
Yeah, actual proof.
Yeah, that's actual proof.
So
And
right now, this is what I think. I really think that it might be Lee, y'all.
Yeah, it's definitely Lee.
It's gotta be Lee.
Definitely Lee.
It's Lee,
Yeah,
and then Justin's a close second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And then there's Purple.
I'm agree with that.
Listen,
Demon's
I don't
in the
even
running.
know about Purple.
Demon's in the running only because he spent $10 on Warface.
Warframe.
That's
Keep
the
in
only
mind,
reason.
like, that's been
He's
back
been
up
playing
5
all
times
three games, so
in
he's like
five
the-
And the game's trash. The game's horrible.
Bro.
Yeah, nobody be playing Warframe.
That backpack enemy though, the mini boss that's like a hard as a regular boss.
Straight trash.
I see my boy Clifford Longhead out there. What's happening?
No.
Frank, you got any ideas on the richest person in the server, or you agree that with us that is Lee?
Maybe. To be honest.
Luigi broken.
We need a confirmation.
Maybe.
But it just depends on my
Nah,
style.
I'm not in the running. I'm not in
Your
the
style.
running.
We're talking about the
Usually
richest
I
person.
did,
What are you
like,
talking about?
deep games on
We
Quick.
got
Yo,
Animal
clearly,
Crossing, and then he spent
clearly it's
180
Iron
on
Porter.
Animal Crossing.
Iron Porter
Yeah.
went through 3 switches. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
Just think
Arm Porter is a grown man and he works a job.
He has
He's
a
like, I'm
job
not giving my
and-
stock because you guys are out talking me.
Oh, sorry.
Here's the thing, he has a job while you all
I'm
are still
definitely
like
talking about the
sorry.
richest person in the server besides Arm Porter.
I mean, we could say that Porter's the richest, but then like that's like if we don't count the bills that he pays and crap.
I mean, he's a functioning human.
So
that's
Porter,
the
if Porter was
thing.
a tax,
Oh.
That's a sin. You just have a sin right now.
if Porter was a tax fraud, then he'd be the richest.
Frank, remember, next time you play
Guys,
Minecraft,
it's not Lee. It's not Lee. Y'all wanna know who it is? It's my
Yeah,
nephew.
that's
All right,
like
it's my
Minecraft
nephew.
is the try right
No,
now.
but-
Your nephew doesn't even know how to talk. What do you mean?
If
It
your
still
nephew
counts,
in the
Bryce.
server,
Yo. All right, so I think it's Lee, y'all. I think I'm gonna have to go with Lee.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
I'm
it's
going
Lee
with
as
Lee.
well.
Lee has to be the richest. He got Animal Crossing and he has an iPhone 11, and then he was bragging to everybody about it. So if anything, he's just a little kid of rice scum, and he calls people irrelevant too.
I don't think Lee's Asian though.
He's not. He's not Asian. He's not Asian J. Cole.
Bro, I was gonna say the richest person in the world
I'm not
is
playing
is
Latina.
Bezos,
Freak
right?
this.
Jeff
Latina
Bezos
garbage.
The richest
I can't play
person
this
in the
stupid
world.
character.
is the Amazon guy, right? Jeff Bezos.
I thought it was Bill Gates.
Nah, he passed Bill Gates, my boy.
Did he?
You gotta catch up, my
Trump
guy.
should be the richest. He-
Amazon is
my guy,
Amazon is making that bread, my boy. All right, so we have come to a somewhat unanimous conclusion that man Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the
Lee.
world, and we decided that Lee is the richest person in Channel 35. Oh, we might have to do the richest person discussion on like the actual. We have to do that one, but also
keep in mind too that Lee has all the systems. He has his brother owns an Xbox One, which is Keyshawn, and then Lee owns a Switch and a PlayStation 4. Keep that in mind too.
Billy, I'm gonna have to ask you to please stop
Control
having
your
cousin
nephew?
in the mic.
Control your kid.
All right.
Yeah, Lee has all the systems too. He
Oh
has
my
Xbox
God, my
One because
phone
his
is
brother
on
Keyshawn has
1%.
it. He has
all right,
a
this
PlayStation
man Billy might be
$50.
making an exit out of the podcast. Phone's about to be gone.
He owns a Switch, and he probably asks his parents a lot for Robux, knowing him.
So, all right, so let's move on to this next topic. This one was brought up by KJC, and it's unfortunate that he isn't here. He won't be here to help us talk about this because he brought it up in the last
Cousin
podcast.
is in the mic.
The true story behind the actual Walt Disney thing, because most people think of Walt Disney, you know, he created all these memorable characters, and like he has like all these theme parks around the world named after him. It was basically like changed the way that animation was presented, and like I guess this man is not as great or nice of a person as you would think he was.
I'm gonna search this up.
Most businesses.
I mean, was anyone a nice
No
person
business
back
man.
then? I don't think
No,
anyone.
but I'm just saying, even business-wise, that's not really surprising at all.
So like basically, from I have heard some stuff about this. Like these are just like things that I've heard. Like I've heard that like he was racist.
I heard of that too.
Like I guess like
Pretty
Mickey
much
Mouse.
everyone
Mickey Mouse
back
was a
then
character
Yeah,
that was like
everyone
based
back
on
then.
like
Pretty much everyone back then was racist.
his depiction of like black people.
They were kind of racist.
Yeah, that actually is true because remember those films back then with the black faces. That's
Right.
an example.
Yeah.
And it was like in like Dumbo, like the crows were like kind of like the representation of like black people.
Still, if you want to talk about a racist film, talk about Song of the Sea. That's one example. That movie was like straight up racist.
There's probably like several other like
Stick?
little things of racism in the Disney movies, but like apparently like said they said he was racist, that, and like I guess what KJC was saying is that he like mistreated his employees, like he was like rude to his employees and stuff. Like I said, I really wish he was here to kind of like bring a little more light, shed a little more light on the situation. Yeah, I forgot the one rabbit show Walt Disney made. It was used to portray slavery.
Oswald? Wait, what?
What rabbit show? I'm trying to think of which one you're talking about. There was some stuff in Winnie the Pooh that was like about like different like what is it called, like I think they said like Piglet was gay or something like that, and like, but like there was like a bunch of stuff they said like the way that the characters were to represent like real life issues, like I forgot what Winnie the Pooh I think was sloth. Oh, we got some.
I mean, there's a difference between cartoons representing real life issues and then just cartoons being racist. Like some cartoons represent that to like show awareness, and then other cartoons are
Like-
just like racist.
They give us license.
I know, like, those two kids in the loud house that Clyde's dad, Lakin's friend, his dads are gay, so it does represent the whole LGBTQ community.
Also, keep in mind that Walt Disney has made basically Disney has made some films about World War II.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind too.
I mean, everyone did like propaganda.
Oh, he said it was called Song of the South.
That's what they were kind of hired.
Yeah, that's what he talked about. That's literally what I
during
talked
World War
about just
II,
like a few minutes ago.
They legit hired like
the wrong
companies to
name.
do propaganda.
Ah, see, and I didn't know the name. I didn't even know which one he was talking about. I was like, bro, which rabbit show are you talking about?
That's literally the film I was talking about. It's like one of the only Disney films to never have like a VHS or DVD release because it was not racist and controversial. Yeah.
I mean, Donald
It's
Duck
not even on
killed
Disney
Hitler
Plus,
in one of
if
his
I recall.
own
Not even on
cartoons.
Disney Plus either. I have not seen it myself, but I just heard like the film was about blackface and slavery.
Yo, I'm gonna have to watch that show now if I can find it. I bet you it's gonna be hard to find because I'm pretty sure it's not on Disney Plus. Cause like they try to like that like the other thing that I noticed is like with some of the older shows that had like questionable like parts, like they edited them on Disney Plus so you couldn't like see the original footage the way that it was shot.
Here's something, like, since Disney Plus has been released, they deleted like the half from Gungastan Fungari Falls because it's so racist by that symbol.
No, but I put a clip on Content Corner, one about racial discrimination.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Basically, there's also this ride in Disneyland called Splash Mountain, which actually is based off of the Song of the South, but Disney never acknowledges where it's actually from. But the ride Splash Mountain is from that racist film.
So why do they never? I guess they don't want you to know the real.
Yeah, they don't want you to actually know about the film because of its racial discriminations with blackface and slavery. Because basically, it could hurt the reputation.
Reagan did free the slaves, so.
Yo, that's crazy though. Yeah, we might have to revisit this topic again whenever KJC can actually be on a podcast, because like he might have some more stories and such that he can share with us.
Do my research on.
Yeah. Which I mean, we just kind of like spitballing rumors and stuff. I mean, from what I can tell is that we've all heard something that was considered like racist or what you would consider not like the kid-friendly image that Disney portrays itself as, or like the actual person Walt Disney himself was like not the image that Disney is portrayed as now.
I mean, a lot of people back then, as I said, a lot of people back then that had, during the 80s and stuff that, like even Stan Lee had, questionable things that he did. So like it wouldn't surprise me if he was like a really bad dude.
So yeah, with that discussion, let's move into this one I'm interested to hear you guys' breakdowns and opinions of the next gen consoles, because like me, y'all know me, I'm Nintendo, but I do try to keep up with what's going on with the other systems. Like whenever they come out, I try to see what specs are and what games are coming out, which PS4 doesn't have any games, but I mean, let's talk about this PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and I've affectionately called the Xbox Series X a air purifier. It looks like an air purifier to me.
I call it a mini fridge.
It looks like a giant shot.
So like, there was another thing that we could talk about alongside of this is that Unreal Engine 5 stuff that came out. And I wanted to get you guys' opinions on what do y'all think about Unreal Engine 5, what you've heard about the Xbox Series X and the PS4. I mean 5, I'm sorry. PS4 has no games.
I know about the Unreal Engine 5. It's what every game is like used nowadays, including Nintendo games.
No.
Not really.
I heard that.
Nintendo Switch uses Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine 5 is like the sort of the next gen. I mean, it doesn't. Me and Saji were talking about it. He was saying that it doesn't look the same, but what I was saying was that they introduced new tools and stuff for developers to use while they're coding games.
Yeah, all it is, from what I think, just less lag. That's all I see.
I think it's still cool.
I mean, of course, it does.
This makes the developing process easier. And a lot of people were criticizing it that when it was running on the PS5, it was running at 30 FPS, and they were saying that, you know, all the PS5 is like garbage and crap. But the thing is that when people are doing demos, they're not worried about frame rate. So they cap it at like 50, not 50, like 30 or 60, and they just worry about the graphics and how the graphics look. So in reality, it can probably even go over like 60 FPS maybe.
It could
Really can't
probably
tell
run at least
until like an actual game goes onto there and they start demoing that.
So one of the things I heard about the PS5 was that it can like probably run games at 120 frames, like fixed rate.
Like PC games and stuff.
Yeah, but then you'd also need a 120 hertz monitor to even see that, because most people play their PS5s on a television that doesn't even have the 60 frames and stuff like that.
I thought the refresh rate on these new TVs was like 100 and something.
You could have but then you also have to consider the response time in it. Unless you're spending like 2K or something for a pretty decent TV, you're probably gonna get trash response times.
I was gonna say some people do ball out when it comes to their home theater
at that
setups.
point, you might as well just get a monitor and just get a TV.
But they can use their TV to watch, you know, more than just.
I guess. I mean, you might as well just turn it into a home theater and get a PC.
I could also use like
unless you're actually using for like just games, I guess you can.
I could also use a laptop screen for stuff like that. It doesn't need to be like a big TV.
I mean, some people like home theaters.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like that's.
I mean, if you're into a home theater, then you probably have all the consoles, so it shouldn't be a money problem for you.
Yeah, also, it was confirmed that the Nintendo. Hold up, it's been confirmed that the Nintendo Switch could run Unreal Engine 5 games.
5, yeah.
It could.
Yeah,
it can.
It's been confirmed that it's capable of using the Unreal Engine 5. So
I guess that gives the Switch a bit more lifespan, since it can run the next gen, quote unquote.
So I don't know if it'll actually run good, but I just know it's capable of running it. I don't know if it'll be able to actually just look as good as it is on other systems. Oh wait, what the heck?
Yeah, the Switch is never gonna look as good as like the PS5 and stuff. That's just because it's limited to hardware crap, because they're trying to make it all portable.
So I've heard a lot about the PS5. Do y'all guys have any tidbits on the Xbox Series X?
For Xbox Series X, like they have some games they revealed, but like they have more games revealed than they do in the PlayStation 5. There's barely some games.
All really knows that Fortnite is gonna be like one of the first releases on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and it's gonna run like around 120, so like around mobile graphics stuff. Not really mobile graphics, but like just 120 and stuff, just to, like balance out the game.
I just know that the hardware is basically the same as the PS5. I don't really know about the games that they release and stuff.
So, like, have we heard any titles like confirmed other than Fortnite?
For Xbox Series X?
Or either console?
Yes, Yakuza 7 is one of them, which is, for some reason, they confirmed it first on the Xbox Series X, even though it's a series well known for being on PlayStation. Basically, the PlayStation 4 has Yakuza's 1 through 6, even 0, yet only the Xbox One has Yakuza 0, 1, 2, and now they're having 7. And they don't have 3, 4, or 5, or 6, which is actually really weird. And another game they announced for Xbox Series X is Scarlet Nexus, which is a game that's similar to God Eater and Code Vein, from what the looks of it.
Oh my God.
Similar to Code Vein and God Eater.
So, like, are we gonna get like your like Halos? Or are they gonna do like a Halo for like the X?
Likely.
Persona 6 on the PlayStation 5. Of course, since Persona 6 is only like exclusive to the PlayStation for some reason.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 is also getting Scarlet Nexus, but they just revealed that a few days ago. But it was originally announced for PlayStation. No, for Xbox Series X. Yeah, there was like this whole there was like this whole presentation like a week or two ago talking about the. Yeah, it was from a week ago talking about the Xbox Series X and what it has. I'm trying to look up what else they have.
Like that's be the full Xbox, I believe. Yeah.
I was trying. Are they? Do y'all know if they're gonna have the Last of Us 2 on there on the PS5?
We don't know that yet.
I think so.
It looks like from what they're saying, they're saying it's basically backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 games. They're trying to work on it. Same goes for Xbox Series X. They're trying to make that backwards compatible too.
That's cool.
So it makes me wonder if they're gonna have like a release that's gonna be like optimized for the PS5. Like you know how the PS4 the release is gonna come out, but then they'll have a like kind of like the Switch where they did like a version for the Switch, even though you could play the game on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, speaking of that,
the Wii U, the fail of Nintendo, technically.
Hey, what's up, Briar Rose? I see you out there.
That's up to the developers if they want to optimize it for both.
Speaking
consoles.
of that, I forgot to mention, like, I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. Basically, some Xbox One games, basically, if you buy it on Xbox One, you get it for free on Xbox Series X. So games like, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be free on Xbox Series X if you get it on Xbox One. Basically, it's a free next-gen upgrade. That's what they're trying to go for.
Oof, that's a problem for me then, because I'm trying to get the PS5, and I don't want to get Xbox Series X even though I have an Xbox One right
now. So if you get Xbox, if you get PlayStation, get Yakuza, even though Sega milks the out of that series.
Xbox One, I want to get the Xbox Series X. I'm not carrying that thing, and then one day I just make it fall on the floor and just breaks.
Yeah, I also put in Content Corner, the Yakuza game. In case you're wondering, that this for some reason plays like an RPG, while the other ones play like a open world type of game.
That's my type, yes.
Yeah, to be honest, we don't know much about the series. No, we don't know much about the consoles, but he also announced that Dirt 5 is coming out, and they also showed off a bit of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They showed gameplay, but yet people are saying it's not even gameplay.
I mean, we're probably going to get a bunch of information about both consoles doing what would be E3.
Every month, like around the 20th, is when they're going to reveal like Xbox Series X information, from what I've heard.
Oh.
Yeah, every month at like around the 20th, like something 2020. Yeah, that's what they're gonna go for. But yeah, Microsoft did confirm they're gonna have like an event next month, but from the looks of it, Sony or Nintendo has not confirmed anything.
I mean, Nintendo usually does like directs, and they usually announce it like within the week.
No, but there's a lot of inside information saying they're not gonna go through with it.
Well, I mean, what are we actually looking forward to in Nintendo's Switch?
Exactly, they're not really looking forward to anything.
Besides like Metroid and stuff. That's the only thing I can kind of think of is just Metroid.
Metroid and Bayonetta 3, those are like the two games.
Besides that,
also, people are looking forward to Shin Megami Tensei 5, but that's not really Nintendo, that's more of Atlas.
So right now, do we know launch date for PS5 and Xbox Series X?
There's no release date yet, but it's rumored for the PlayStation 5 to come out like around October 2020.
I'd say most likely like the holidays, kind of.
Yeah, but
that's usually a good time to release consoles.
There's an article I read that said it's coming out October 2020, but I don't think that's going to be the case. They're still saying it's coming out 2020, but I don't think it's going to come out around that time. There's also this thing called Summer Game Fest. I talked about it like a few days ago, where they basically announced some other games. That's where they showed off Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 and the Unreal Engine 5.
Oh yeah, I did see a trailer about that.
Yeah, they showed off during the Summer Game Fest from the Game Awards YouTube channel. They usually have streams from time to time. And tomorrow it seems like they're going to talk about the Mafia trilogy. Where they're going to remake the first Mafia game and remaster the other two. I don't know why they're going to need a remaster Mafia 3 even though it's already on the consoles. Other than that, I don't really know much else to talk about unless somebody has anything else.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered the three topics. So let's get to this last one. This last one is one that Daniel brought up or mentioned like at the end of the last podcast. That man said we should talk about some of these crazy stories that we've heard related to the coronavirus. And that man brought up one where there was a lady that was trying to get into McDonald's after hours, and they told the lady that they were closed. So she comes back, and she gets into the building somehow and starts shooting at the employees.
Oh yeah, that's right. The world's crazy. She just wanted her burger.
You should have given one.
Should I say how many people are affected for the US and worldwide?
Crap.
So what you say, Frank? What was that?
Should I say how many people are affected in the world and USA?
I mean, the numbers are still going up. So.
I mean, like, there's about, like, 4.80 million people affected right now worldwide. Yeah, that's a lot of people. And for USA is 154 million.
I think Texas still has the highest, like, infection rate, right?
He said 4.8 worldwide, but 100 in...
784. That's Texas right now.
Oh, I got a story for y'all while we're talking about the coronavirus. There was earlier, like when the coronavirus first started kind of like popping up in Texas, there was some chick that decided she had got infected with coronavirus, so she was going to start spreading it. Like she had like made like a Snapchat and Instagram thing where she was going to go around and start trying to spread coronavirus as much as she could. And like they ended up like arresting her. But like, bro, like I remember when yeah, she had it. And like her goal was to go and spread it around as much as she could. I don't know if y'all remember like when HIV and the AIDS epidemics first started like popping up, there was like people that would like contract the HIV or AIDS, and then they would be like, oh, I'm going to go spread it as much as I can to as many people as I can. So basically that kind of principle with this, except for with coronavirus. So you know how infectious this disease is. So like basically all she had to do was just like go into any place that wasn't closed down and just...
By accident it's okay since you didn't know you have the virus, right?
She knew she had it. Like, but she was going to intentionally spread it.
No, I feel like you don't have the virus, but you just realize you have it. It doesn't like arrest you for it because you just don't know you have it.
Yeah, that's why you still gotta stay home even if you don't know.
Yeah, you can't get arrested if you don't think you have it. If you're unfairish.
But in her case, she knew that she had it.
Yeah, that's an arrest. Yeah, that's more sense like.
Yeah, her goal was to.
I'm not rich.
This man, you about 2 topics too late. All right, we had already made the discussion. We decided that Lee was the richest person in the server.
Oh, cringe. You know, you right. He blew like 180 and then bought another thing for 180.
Yeah, this man's out here spending that money.
Spending his bag.
I agree.
Is contributing to the economy? All right, but yeah,
man took a picture of his dad's Jordans.
Bro, he took a picture of his dad's Jordans. See, this man got bread.
Yeah, he took a picture of his dad's Jordans to flex that they were his shoes, but they said size 12. So I was like, boy, I know you ain't no size 12.
He tried to say that they was his. Bro, that's too funny to me.
What's the topic? What's the topic?
Well, we're talking about it's Corona stories, my boy. Like we talked about the one that you had brought up, where the lady was in McDonald's shooting after she took.
Yeah.
I brought up the one where the one lady that had coronavirus said that she was gonna spread it as much as she could to anywhere that she could. Like I mean, they eventually caught her, but I mean, bro, it was kind of scary there for a little bit because guess where she was at?
Dallas.
In Texas, exactly. And Dallas has been a hotspot for a little while. Bro, because, like, literally, she could, like, at the time when she said that, and when she had found out she had coronavirus, like, there was, like, no lockdowns that had started yet. So, like, she could have literally...
That's a terroristic threat. Like, I hope she knows that.
Yeah, and she got picked up for that. So, like, thank goodness they caught her because, bro, like, well, I mean, because she could have went anywhere and started spreading, and nobody would have knew who she was unless they were, like, they recognized her. Bro, I'm surprised there was something else that y'all showed me, like people going crazy at like Walmart. I mean, this is normal stuff that happens, but like in like the time when coronavirus is happening, like, you know, people get even more crazy because there's like limited supply of like tissue paper and stuff like that. Like they're just barely now starting to get tissue and like, you know, paper goods back at the store where you can like go buy it like regular.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cause I seen a video of somebody getting slammed on the ground by like a police officer. And I was like,
bro.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, I posted that.
Oh yeah, I seen it. I was like, bruh.
That was uncalled for, but like I think the police officer got his job taken away.
Oh heck yeah! After that, man, did you see him pick that lady up by her crutch and like body slam her by her face into the ground, my boy? And on the concrete at Walmart.
Uncalled for combat situation. She just wasn't complying. She didn't need to get body slammed.
Right. But he had control of the situation because he was standing behind her and her arms were behind her back.
Yeah, he had her like under restraint. I don't know why he picked her up.
He did it because he got his emotions got to him. That's why he got his feelings hurt when they were calling him bitch.
That man, you see how black people catcall people, and they be getting inside of people's heads. You wonder like how like they talk about Michael Jordan talking trash on the basketball court, bro. Like you imagine these people like sitting there constantly talking trash to you. This man's dropping like 30-40 points a game on you, and like he's still talking trash to you like as if you were like it's still in the game. This man's dominating you, and then he's still talking trash, bro. Like you wouldn't like, and nobody swung on him, but bro, just imagine. You couldn't say nothing too because that man is just like talking his trash and he's like sitting there just destroying your life.
Basically.
But bro, like so, like I got another one that I saw, like local for me. Like there was this local restaurant that was like it's like a mom and pop's like breakfast place. Like they're open for like breakfast and lunch. Bro, tell me why people are breaking into the restaurant. They destroyed the register to try to see if they could get some cash out of it. But bro, like I don't know if y'all had heard some of them stories of people like breaking into like closed businesses and trying to steal like cash and stuff out of the registers.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Trying to get paid.
My arm greasy.
What? You talking about this?
This man talking about his arm.
Like what? My arm greasy?
Oh, Sebastian, you want to say anything to the youth? Discord.
Oh my God.
Who's all in the Discord? Like a lot of people.
Hey, what's up, Tristan Carter? I see you out there.
Hey, Tristan.
Tristan Carter. Who are they?
I wonder if that no, that can't be Tristan, can it?
You want something to say?
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just wondering. Somebody's smacking the controls right now. Somebody playing.
It's probably Billy, ain't it?
That's Billy. He's breathing on his shit.
Man, he breathing and smacking the controls. He must be trying.
Yeah. What game are you? I think he's playing Smash.
I had 193 rule. Come on.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna get out of here so you can talk about serious matters.
Okay.
Alright, hot dogs or sausages?
Which type of sausages?
Nobody says anything.
I mean, sausage is pure beef, and like hot
No,
dogs.
what type is the thing we're talking about? What type?
Yeah, we out here live streaming the podcast, my boy, again for these. So like, out of any of the Corona stories, like nationally, have y'all seen some of the national stuff? Like, of course, we got to talk about Trump. This man Trump has been like a walk-in like headline, like ever since the coronavirus hit.
Or ever since he was elected. What do you mean?
But like more so during this this like national like pandemic, like national crisis. This man is telling people to inject disinfectant into themselves as a possible treatment for coronavirus. People out here actually doing it, like injecting bleach, injecting disinfectant spray into their into themselves to try to like cure themselves of the coronavirus. Then when this stuff was starting to first pop up, this man was like, "Nah, it's not as serious as it is." And then like now he's trying to like blame China for like the whole like situation, it's all China's fault that we're all like suffering under this thing.
I mean, it's never anyone's fault for a outbreak unless they like actually don't care about it. Like they're not trying to keep it under control. I'm pretty sure China was like, "Oh snap, we actually have to control it."
It came from a lab and then turned from like a bat, I believe.
Yeah, it came from China. It doesn't mean that it's China's fault. Because I mean, it was going to spread nevertheless. Because people were traveling. It's the people that were actually traveling that had it. It's their fault. It's not like the entire country.
People just want to go ahead and just travel to like different countries.
I mean, they could have taken precautions to like close off the thing, but nobody knew it was going to be this bad. So I don't really see. It's not really a specific person we can blame.
You're right. I blame Bryce.
You know what, Billy? Get off! Get off! Get off!
You used to play Skyrim, Tristan.
You're in the wind tunnel.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now just for some backdrop, so people aren't having to sit there and like look at my banner for like the whole time that we're doing the podcast. But
I'm just playing some Red Dead Redemption 2 right now.
But yeah, that was like the main thing that got me crazy. The other thing that I want to discuss with you guys, the stimulus checks. I know so a lot of y'all's parents probably picked up those checks or got checks from the government, basically signed by Donald Trump himself.
Yeah, Trump said my check. I can now officially say a WWE Hall of
So I
Fame signed my check.
mean, should we all be going out and getting us some MAGA hats and saying that man sent us some money or?
No, we should not.
I'm just saying that man sent us some money though.
Thank you for the money, but I still hate you.
No. Can I say another thing? They actually passed through another check, so now we're getting
there's going to be another check, and I think it's going to be a more. Or no, Danny was talking about how they were going to increase the pay of the essential workers, I think.
Yeah, like they're supposed to do like hazard pay for essential workers and stuff like that in this one. I think they were increasing the amount that you get per child too. Like it was supposed to be like more than just the. They gave you like 500 per child this last time.
But no, I got the stimulus check too.
So I mean, it was just like a little extra money. I mean, so for those people that like haven't been able to work for like since they shut down the country basically, some of those people lost their jobs. Like especially for like the small businesses that have like the employees they hire themselves, and then they couldn't even
freelancers, people that like do gigs like musicians and stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they like have no income.
So yeah, like we're getting to that point to where like the economy, they were like the Republicans were first starting to wait to see if the economy was going to recover, like on its own, and like some people are like, nah, you just need to go ahead and cut them a check, because a lot of people are still struggling, even though they're starting to try to open it back up and like let some people start their businesses back, but like they're never going to be able to get to that point to where they can make that money that they need to keep their business functioning and keep all their employees on. Like a lot of those people are going to have to run like with less staff and all that stuff because of the social distancing and all that. But yeah, my boys, I'm like, so there's like with this the situation with the country opening back. I think Texas, like I saw an article today there, it said that they had the highest increase, like in a day that they've had in a long time. But like they said,
They're
they
also
tried to say it
reopening
was due
businesses
to
too.
new testing and all that stuff. Like they were able to test more people. But like, bro, like you can tell that it's going to take a while for this to kind of start to get to the point to where it's like under control.
Yeah. And it's gonna get even worse because now they're starting to reopening businesses and like
Yeah.
schools.
And
I'm
like,
feeling it to be honest.
Yeah, all the doctors they're literally telling the experts and stuff. They're telling people not to open up businesses because the numbers are gonna jump up. Because the numbers are still rising as it is.
yeah,
Even if
they
everyone
haven't
stayed at
decreased
home.
at that I've seen like
Yeah.
where.
So if you open up businesses, then people are gonna go out and they're gonna get their stuff, and then it's gonna rise again.
See, I really think that it should get to the point to where they should start making people wear the masks. Like even if you're out in public, you need to wear a mask. Because I go and do like essential runs for the house, like things that we need here, and like I see people not wearing masks like everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Pennsylvania right now, like you literally cannot go into a store unless you have a mask on. Like I went to my dad went to like what was it, ShopRite, and some dude didn't have a mask on. They wouldn't let him in.
Yeah,
I remember.
They had like cops outside and everything.
I think that like there was some other things on the corona that I want to talk to you guys about. I don't know if some of y'all had heard about this, but Taiwan, like they were like right near China, like as far as like on the map or in the world, like they're like a little small like island country, and they're like right on the edge of China, and like these people like have like the coronavirus situation like if they flatten the curve themselves, like and they're like right next to where the stuff the outbreak started. But like, bro, I was like, I saw a little article and like it was like a Facebook video, and like they flattened the curve like on their own. Like people were wearing masks, they're doing social distancing and all that stuff. Like they took it serious when they first heard about the stuff coming out, and like everybody's doing their part. Like it's not just some people saying, you know what, I ain't gonna wear no mask. You know, I can do whatever I want. It's a free country. Like everybody is like responsible, and they take into account, you know, that I may not be sick, I may be healthy, but you know, for the person that's not as healthy as I am, I'm going to wear the mask. You know, everybody's doing their part to help, you know, control the situation. And like they're like I saw at the end of the video that they were like making masks for other countries that were hit hard by the virus, like, you know, like Italy, United Kingdom, all they're like, and especially us, because like, bro, like as many people as I've seen not wearing a mask, my boy, like really people need to be wearing a mask. Like it doesn't matter if you're okay, if you're good, but you're wearing it so that, you know, for those people that don't have the same health and immune system that you do, you're trying to keep the spread down. But like, bro, you can't like tell people anything. Like everybody's already upset because the country locked down, and that, you know, they feel like their rights are being taken and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro.
I mean, that has to do with the diversity we have in America. Like in Taiwan or like in pretty much any other country, that it's so sort of the same. Like everyone's kind of the same, you know, ethnicity and stuff. That it's kind of easier because everyone, you know, follows the same religion and stuff like that. That it's kind of easier to control people like that. But in America, it's like everyone's so different, and everyone like thinks so differently. That when you try to tell everyone to do the same thing, it like everyone's going to just go insane. It's like that for like a lot of situations too. Like not just like here.
I just think it's a lot of this country is like full of a lot of me first people.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that, you know, they only care about themselves, and not enough people caring about, you know, the person next to them, or the person that's next to them. Like they don't see beyond themselves or like their group. Like let's say for like instance, me and my family, like let's say if I was one of those short-sighted people, I wouldn't see beyond myself and my family, like my immediate family. Like they don't think about the people that they come into contact with, like when they're out doing their shopping, they're not wearing a mask. or and then those people go back to their families, and everything all works together. And I'm like, bro, if we had that one person, or that one country, one person, like we're all the same, and everybody worked together. Like, when September 11th happened, like you saw a lot of that. Like a lot of people, even though we weren't, we were still dealing with racism and all that stuff. But like you could tell people were like, what can I do to help, each other. We weren't just, Texans or Pennsylvanians or any of that. We were Americans. Everybody was like, joining together. But like it takes in a time like this, you would think people would do that again, but like nah, it's like everybody's looking out for themselves, and it was easy to tell by how like we ran out of tissue paper, we ran out of hand sanitizer, we ran out of disinfectant wipes and spray and all this stuff because people were like hoarding. I'm gonna take care of me first. I'm gonna buy more than enough for what I need instead of being like this is how much I need, and this is how much I'm going to use, so I'm not going to buy more than what I need, and let somebody else that might need it, be able to buy it too. But bro, like it makes me sad to see the state of the country sometimes, like especially in this time when people should be, coming together and helping each other. It's just like the people that buy like 3 or 4 big packs of tissue paper and then try to sell it on Amazon or eBay. And I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, y'all remember that one picture I had where it said, "Oh, toilet paper for $300."
Yes, and that probably was a real, actual somebody trying to sell it. But yo, like man, this one I should have started. I felt like I should have started a podcast with this topic. But like, yo, like this one, like when I think about it, like here we are, like 2 or 3 months into this, right? And it feels like it's been going on forever. There's people that graduation, they don't even get to walk across the stage. Did they even open it up to where y'all could like walk across the stage? Some of y'all that are graduating this year.
My school has officially said that we're having a virtual graduation.
Ooh.
Mine's doing it on the football field next week.
Okay, so
on the football field. Like you're gonna
also actually have an actual graduation or a virtual graduation, or my own sim graduation. It just depends.
Mine's is virtual.
Mine physical.
Now I see that they're like some of y'all were already like getting ready for college and getting accepted into universities and whatnot.
I'm more worried about whether or not I'm going to be able to go on campus than like my actual graduation. Because like the graduation, like honestly, I mean it's I don't know, man. Like it's not as big as like me actually going to college, so I'm more worried about that.
Right. It's just the next step. Like the graduation is kind of like, I mean, you're looking towards, okay, what's next? Like I graduated, so like I'm getting ready to, move into the next steps. Like you're able to like recognize your achievement, but you're like this is not the end for me. I'm going on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's the way you want to be. I mean, some people like are, they graduate, they're like, hey, I graduated, this is it for me. But always aspire to do more than just what you felt like you can do. Always push yourself to those uncomfortable places and try to grow, because then you find out more about yourself in the what they call it in the, I think like Kobe Bryant had a like thing for it, like he called it like the grind. Like you find out more about yourself in the grind than you do in your triumphs and all this other stuff. Like when you're out there in the working, you're working on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You learn so much about yourself, your limits, what makes you tick, and those things like that. But yo, guys, another podcast in the books. We did this one live. I tried to do something different with this, and I had Skyrim going while I was doing some of the topics and such. But do y'all guys got anything that we could talk about? I know June's coming up, so we still gotta hit on the E3 that we don't have, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like game like EA is gonna have a presentation. We got to do discussions on those as they pop up, so we can catch those fresh reactions to the stuff that they show us, and we'll have to try to get KJC to get us some more insight on the Walt Disney thing. We're not gonna let that topic go until we can get get our teeth into it deep and try to figure out some more stuff on this man, Walt Disney. And anybody got anything else that's coming up that's of interest? That might be of interest to talk about.
People are gonna say Smash DLC. I already know people are gonna say that. People are gonna say Smash DLC. They're gonna mention about the arms for next month. They're gonna mention that. I just know.
Oh yeah, they haven't revealed the character yet, huh?
Yeah, I said we do one after the review.
I don't want. That's all I'm worried about. I'm already up for disappointment.
And this is the first character off of
no matter what happens, someone's gonna be disappointed. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm already prepared. But I'm not gonna be like every Violet fan. I'm not gonna be like them. I'm actually gonna accept the fact that I have to accept it, other than raging online about it. Because, like I said, I'm at least self-aware, unlike most people.
Oh, also, something that I would like for y'all to think about, like for how the summer you usually have some kind of like family trip or something like that, or like a vacation or whatnot. With this.
I think that this is the virus.
Yeah, with the but remember they're reopening a lot of stuff, so. I mean.
Well, I can't go on vacation because my dad has dialysis, and yeah.
So like some of the vacation plans, and some of y'all getting ready for college and stuff. So for the first year of college, like their freshman college year, so like there's things that you're gonna be like preparing for or doing that you're doing to prepare for your first year of college. Just some kind of things to think about because in the summertime you're usually taking a break from school, playing games or going on summer trips and whatnot. And with us being under the coronavirus thing. That changes how we do what we do in the summer. So it'd be kind of cool to see what you guys got planned for the summer. Just kind of talk about it, or even maybe some like favorite summer stories or something like that. Because I can't remember if it was in summer that when Bryce went to Maryland, and that man had one of the funniest stories talking about.
Oh man, the dude freaking punched the old man.
Bro, like
threw the bike at him.
That was like
Baltimore. That's where it was. Baltimore.
That was so hilarious to me when he told me that story, bro.
Dude, I was sitting there, like, as I was typing that, I was sitting there watching it happen. I was like, what the heck? Somebody just got punched.
Bro, that is too crazy to me.
I didn't even know what to do. I was like, the man's just, like, on the floor. It's like, dang. And then the dude started running.
That's crazy. And that happened when y'all were on summer vacation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? My boy. Bro, I'm gonna have to tell y'all about one of these summer trips that we went on. It was pretty funny. But I'll save it for that next podcast that we do. Right. But yeah, definitely it looks like we might be not having another one until June unless something crazy pops up and then y'all guys want to talk about it. But definitely let me know if y'all run into anything in the Discord. I'm always creeping out in there, just kind of lurking and seeing what's going on. But thank y'all guys for coming in and spending a little time in the podcast. I know that like a few of y'all got some words in on some of the different topics. But we're going to get out of here. And
before you end this, I got one thing to say. Alright, this commercial is by Raid Shadow Legends.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah.
This commercial is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Now on mobile and PC. Gosh.
Bro, I seen that ad so many times like in the last like few days because at first I was asking y'all, what is Raid Shadow Legends? And then like literally after I started, I had asked y'all that question.
You, they're listening to you. They are listening to you.
Bro, I seen so many Raid Shadow Legend commercials on like the most oddest things. Like I'd be watching like a video about like an interview of like a comedian and then the Raid Shadow Legends. I was like, bro, what the heck is this?
Bro, I get Manscaped ads, dude. Like I don't like what the heck am I getting Manscaped ads for? Like,
I ain't gonna say it because I ain't trying to jinx myself to end up with a whole bunch of those ads on the next time I watch some commercials.
Manscaped, refine. I've started to like them now.
Bro, the one that I always see is the one with the soap, the man soap, where like he starts saying your body's not a plate, and then he like throws the plate at. Bro, that man
like bashing on your body. I'm like, dang man, like come on.
And the little line that he always says in his like, oh, you're all old, small balls, all sad and dry and empty. I was like, bro, this man is. And then they had the guy looking down at his area, and he was all sad looking and shit. I was like, bro, what is this commercial? these ads, my boy.
Getting creative with their commercials.
Bro, the ads on YouTube is starting to be like Super Bowl level ads, my boy. They stepping the game up. But yo, we're gonna stop the podcast right here, guys. And once it gets finished processing, I'll probably put it live. So it'll probably be like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Y'all get a notification that video was just uploaded. So my apologies if you get woke up in the middle of the night for the podcast. But
I'll stay up all night anyway.
I figure that this is like my kids' last week of school, and like it's like they're not doing anything like that they have to turn in. So like basically they're done with school.
I'm technically done with school since
forget that.
But yeah, shoot. Normally we have the I quit, but I think everybody that's in here has said I quit on the thing before. Yeah. So I guess I'll say I quit this time for the end of this podcast. Thank you guys for watching the live stream podcast. I know that there probably wasn't that much to watch, but it's always good to see new faces in here. We saw Tristan in here. That man Game for Days was in here. That man Daniel was in the chat there for a little bit. He had somebody named Sebastian. I'm going to have to find out who that was. This man got people at his house. And that man Carlos was in here for a little bit at the thing. I saw Briar and Clifford Longhead pop in here. Thank y'all guys for coming in and watching the podcast live. And we're going to get out of here for now. I quit.